Everyone, and welcome to this week's show, Link for Growth show in South West Herts on the 26th of June. As usual, we've got a fully packed show for everyone. It includes unusually a fish as you can read. Alex is away this week, but we welcome back Neal, who's returned from his travels. So Neal, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about what you want to talk about today.
Hi, yeah, good to be back. And today I'm going to be talking about some local news, the service station on the Greenbelt near Maple Cross, and also some news on the allotments, plus all the regular sports news.
Okay, that sounds great. And Catherine, I gather you've got lots of local charities, local events.
Yes, absolutely. There's stuff going on with the Michael Green Foundation, as always. There's stuff going on for the Peace Hospice, New Hope Trust. There's fun days and fates and comedy going on, and of course my usual restaurant review.
Well, that's good. That's really good. And as usual, as you can probably hear from all the background noise, Chris is out and about and enjoying what is hopefully good weather. And together at the moment on Cortlandt Drive.
Yeah, I'm struggling to hear anybody today as well. I must have got some kind of hearing impediment, but I'm out in Cortlandt Drive. I'm just going to go up and down a little bit and just expose some of the shops that we use up here. A couple of guys I'm going to talk to as well, so that should be a bit of fun as well.
Okay, that sounds absolutely great. Well, there'll be more from Chris in a moment or two, as you've just heard, but in the past week we've had several Link for Growth events, including Chris down at the market last Saturday, where Chris and I and Alex met Paul Roberts, who's going to be helping me develop a new local history channel over the next few months and weeks. Hopefully that will be a great event. And last Sunday, Chris saw the launch day for the first South West Herts breakfast event. How did it go? Obviously, Chris is having
Right, okay, I'm back now, and actually I can hear you, which is strangely pleasing. I have to be honest.
Oh, thank you. Okay, right. What happened last Sunday at the breakfast event?
Well, we convened in the Watford Junction Cafe, and do you know what? We had breakfast.
And how many people turned up?
So it was actually. I was pleasantly surprised. That place is unbelievably clean. You know, it's like a really nice cafe there. They do some really good food. You know, it must be about 6 years since I've had fried bread. I'm not actually sure I ordered it, but I got it anyway. But it was really pleasant. We had some really good conversations. There was about 8 of us down there, or 10 of us or something. I don't know, lose count now. But they were very hospitable. And yeah, it was good fun actually, and I managed to get some beat the street stuff in as well as I walked down there. So I did a bit of a dog leg down there to capture 4 check-in points, which was good. And of course, I did 4 check-in points on the way home as well. So all in all, quite good fun.
So did the beat the street bits assuage the fried bread?
Say that again.
Did the beat the street bit assuage the fried bread?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you'd find this quite amusing, Kath. They were calling it "Beat the Meat" last night, which I'm not sure about that. That was your husband talking about that. You can reprimand him later.
I know nothing about that. I don't want to know.
Okay, well, moving on. Monday saw some coffee events. One in Northwood in the morning, which I gather was quite well attended. And in the afternoon there was an event at Reason, and I gather that was also well attended, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these things are. It doesn't matter how. This is what I keep saying to people. It doesn't matter how many people turn up at these events. To be honest, it's about the conversations that you have when you're there. And we're over at Cafe Loco on Monday, and I had a really good long conversation with Debbie King, because there was only a few of us there. But at Reason, I tell you what, that iced coffee at Reason is really good, especially when you ask for iced tea, because you don't know what you're doing, and they say iced tea. I've no idea what you're talking about. Could do iced coffee. Oh, that'll be what I want. Yeah. So that was quite funny, yeah. But we had a good time there as well. So come along to Link for Growth. You'll have a good time.
Okay, great. And last night saw Link for Drinks in Bushy, which and only a couple of us attended, but it was actually one of these events where there was an opportunity to have a good, long discussion with them.
That's right. You can have team meetings at these things as well. So yeah, whoever was supposed to be there was there. You know, actually, I left there. I went back, and then I wandered into town and bumped into Nick and Clive, and there was another guy there as well. Elderly gentleman. Knew you quite well, Catherine. Spoke quite highly of you, actually.
That's Stan. Yeah.
Oh, Stan. Yeah. He likes you.
I like Stan. He's a great gardener. If you need a landscape gardener, that's what Stan does.
That's right, yeah. So that was quite good fun, and we had some more conversations there, which were quite interesting. So all good stuff.
Oh, good. And we can see you're in Cortlandt Drive, and you're going off to speak to some of the traders now for us, I gather.
I am indeed. Yeah, I'm going to put you on front camera, and I'm going to wander in. The other day we had a fish and chip thing, didn't we, over at Reason. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually go and see these guys, and they do know I'm coming in, but I'm just going to have a chat to them. So here we go. Bloody hell, they're all in here today. So hi guys, how you doing? Yeah. Now the other day we had some fish and chips off the unit. These guys that had some of these fish and chips on this camera as well. So now, how long have you been open here now?
Well, since we rebuilt, since February.
Okay, so when the last shop was here, the counter was over there, you see. That's where the counter was. And now you've moved it over here. And I'm just going to pan around. It's pretty impressive in here. And I tell you now, it's impeccably clean, which is amazing. So how long have you been working in this kind of game?
Well, it's family business since we had the last 20 years. We're in the catering sector. So this gentleman's here, he's got like 10 years experience.
There's two guys over there.
And the chef's got nearly like 15 years experience. Oh. So they're all pretty much experienced staff.
Yeah. And finally, of course, today's your busy day, isn't it?
Today is the final day, yeah. It's Friday's always busy.
And tell us what you got over here, because you've got... I'm going to show you some of this amazing kebabs and stuff.
Yeah, these are all the kebabs, like chicken fillet burgers, lamb shish, chicken shish and kofta. So...
and these are homemade sauces at the top?
It is all in the... Yeah, it's all homemade, all the ingredients, all the marinated.
And are these things cakes over here?
These are baklava. We call it baklava, which is Turkish sweets. It's quite sweet.
Right.
And it's quite tasty, so you wouldn't know until you try, obviously. So.
Now, I was in here again last night, and I had some doner meat off the back there, look there, and a load of salad, which is over there, look. So and the range of stuff they do, well, you'll know because you've had some of this. There's loads of stuff they do here. So anyway, I only wanted to come and pop in and say thanks very much and have a quick chat, and I'll give you a link to this video at some point. You can watch it, all right?
Okay, thank you very much, Chris. Yeah.
Thank you. So, yeah, bye. So, there you go. So,
are they open 7 days a week?
Yeah, well, no, they're not open on Mondays. That's a normal thing for fish shops. They close Sunday and Monday. They're closed.
Okay, great. Okay.
So now, as you know, I stopped using supermarkets about, I don't know, how long ago was it? Nearly 2 years ago now, and this set of shops along here has been there was obviously a bit of controversy in the road here. Someone's just parked up in the middle of the street. That's quite irregular, isn't it? Can you see that? That's most bizarre. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. This Chinese shop, by the way, they do good Chinese here. Dragon Garden. If you're up this way, try them out. They're quite good. This is a little Nisa local shop, which I sometimes use. Now, here's a great name for a tyre company, isn't it? The Tyre Brigade. No, I have bought some things in there before. Coffee shop on Cortlandt Drive, Link for Growth up here maybe. There's a chemist up there, which is an independent chemist shop. And these are part of the chemist shops that actually do stay open late. They sort of take it in turns, and this particular one stays open late on one of the nights. I think they carry that detail in the Watford Observer, so if you need to check that out, that's quite a good chemist shop. Now I'm going to just wander back down the other way because, as you know,
when you started, Chris, the shop that you were standing in front of when you first started was Saffron, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely, lovely place. That'll be on my list of reviews at some point again soon. But really lovely Indian food in there.
All right, yeah. So this is a little bit of a foodie sort of place up here. I mean, they've obviously got different shops, but I'm going to go past a pizza place in a second, which I have had a pizza from there. I can't tell you that it was great or it was poor. It was in the middle, really. But there is a cash point along here as well. So if you ever get to a point where you're caught short for cash, there's a guy there using the cash point. So that's quite handy to know that that's there. They don't charge you for using that. Then you've got the farmhouse pizza place here, which I was talking about earlier. And a tandoori there, which is a takeaway. We've got the fish and chip shop, which I've just been talking about. The guys are be waving again shortly. And then you've got the Richards hairdressers here. And then Saffron, which we were talking about earlier. That's I've never been in there, but they do a buffet night there. You can see that for $11.95, which is pretty good. And then this place here now, because I've stopped using supermarkets, Bargain Booze has been my staple place to get some stuff. So I'm going to go there and talk to Navin, if he's open. Oh, there he is. There's Navin there. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to buy a bottle of wine. All right, so I am going to buy a bottle of wine. So now that one I had the other night, what was it, £5? Can you give me another one of them?
Yeah.
I actually do some real-time purchasing here. And it's only $4.99 this is a nice little, I'm trying to get my money out now, this is quite a nice little Merlot. Yeah, let's see. And it's a $4.99, so I'm going to have one of them because I'll have that tonight at some point. So so Navin, tell us, how long have you been here?
You've been here for like 5 years.
5 years.
You took over 5 years ago.
You've been here 5 years.
Yeah.
And there's loads of stock in here. Like you can see, it's absolutely rammed to the gunnels, and he's got some pretty good cooler equipment over there. And it is quite cool in here at the moment, but it has been hotter than this. I know that. So you do some. You've got like an app, haven't you, as well? You do like
it's a Bargain Booze app.
Yeah.
It's like a loyalty card, you know, where you get for Tesco supermarkets, you get a little loyalty card saying we've got a Bargain Booze app. So you get like 10 to 15 deals every week.
Yeah.
So you get more discounts than the store prices. That's working out pretty good. I've got quite a few regular customers and getting good discounts.
I'm going to start using that card because I'm in it so often. But okay, now I know Navin is going to get his stock delivered in about half an hour, so I'm going to get out of his hair. This is a busy night for him. It's quite hot out there, so he's going to get a lot of people buying cold wine, I hope. So take care now. See you soon. Right?
Cheers. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
So there you go. So that's not only me doing a bit of interviewing, it's me doing a bit of shopping as well.
Yeah, I gather that florist has won some sort of national award fairly recently.
Oh, hang on, yeah, I walked past that. So here we see Amy Bone, right? Now, they won a national award for, it was a wedding, I think it was a wedding award, an award about successful weddings. And I think they won it for being the most popular florist. It was a national competition, so they won the local one.
So you're wearing flowers. That's better.
So the basically they're behind me. I don't know whether you can see that now, but they're behind me. So they won the local award, then they won the sort of regional award, and then they ended up winning the national award for I think it was the most popular florist. Not just supplying weddings, but it was actually to do with weddings, the competition. So there you go. So that's a little bit of a trip up Cortlands Drive, which is a really useful set of shops. I would say that they've got some good takeaways, some good. They've got a good restaurant there, and you can get all your local stuff there, and it's quite thriving. It's quite a thriving little parade of shops there.
Okay, that's great. And I was going to go to Neal now for some news, but I can see Neal's not available exactly at this moment. But
hello,
Neal.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Go to someone else, I'll fix it.
Okay, Chris, you're going to have to fill in for Neal for a moment. There's news of a new internet club in Abbots Langley.
Yeah, no, this is I'm just putting my wine in the car just to warm it up. It's so hot in there. Right, Yeah, so in an effort to get people in the community to talk to each other, that's a novel idea, isn't it? There's a new internet cafe opened up in Hillside, the Hillside sort of area of Abbots Langley, where they've put up a little internet cafe, and it's only on Friday morning between 10 till 12. But people can take their own kit along, or they can go along and use some of the kit that's there. They've got printers and stuff, and they can meet up and do a bit of technology and sort of jam a little bit. So it's just for the residents though. So I was going to put it up on our community calendar, but you can't just, anybody can't just rock up there. I think you've got to actually live on that estate there. So, but yeah, it's a good idea, and I think it's just showing you really that people are interested in getting local people to get to talk to each other. So, bring it on, more of that, please.
Okay, well that's great. It sounds like a place for you to go and visit with the Google Glasses. Anyway, Neal, I gather that you updated information on the news that Alex was talking about last week and the location of the M25 service, or possible location of the M25 service station.
Yeah, so there's two possible locations, and one at Naval Cross. There's been a lot of concern because both these areas are Greenbelt land, and people are worried about the Greenbelt being built on. Now, there seems to be some clarification that if a road project is deemed necessary, that people will be allowed to build on Greenbelt. We can see a campaign coming. But on the other side, the new rules for planning from the government mean the local population is much more safe in the decision. So where this is going to go, we have no idea. Basically, we're going to have to wait for the plans and see what objections come through.
Okay, so how much longer do you think, or do you know before?
Well, the plans, as far as we know, aren't going to be out till towards the end of the year. So there's going to be a lot of speculation until then. A lot of worry people about the green belt, and a lot of people are just keeping quiet. The politicians and that. Some are saying they want to see what's going on. Others aren't making comments. So I think it's going to probably come down to money in the end of the day. The councils need the money, and if that happens, they normally get pushed through. But with the new rules, the public are going to have a lot better tools to try to fight this if they choose to.
Yeah. And the other bit of green news, or sort of green news, is that I gather Watford Council actually have 13 allotments in the borough. And you may remember a couple of weeks ago that Chris visited Farm Terrace allotments and spoke to Sarah Jane Traber regarding her legal battles and the FTA's legal battles with the local borough council. But I know that allotments are part of the green agenda, which is very close to your heart, Neal, and that you've got some interesting, or the council have just released some interesting figures regarding the number of people who have taken up allotments, and apparently the numbers are on the increase.
Absolutely. So the council released these figures. They've gone on a bit of a charm offensive to say how much they're spending, and they said 112 people so far this year have applied to be on allotments, which has taken the occupancy up to 93% in the Watford area. Now that's fantastic news that more people are taking up allotments. That's going to be about double the number of last year, and the council seem to be on a bit of a charm offensive. But I would hazard a bet that a lot of these people have signed it because of the awareness that's been raised by the campaign for Save Farm Terrace. So whether the council can actually lay claim to this is all down to their work. They have made improvements to the allotments, there is no doubt. You've got to give them credit where credit's due. They've spent quite a bit of money. But the awareness has definitely been raised by the Farm Terrace campaign about the Watford allotments.
Yeah, I mean, the press release from the council does make it clear if it's 112 new people or if it's 112 in total, does it?
Yeah, and they don't also say how many people have given up their plots, but it must be a plus figure because it's up to 93%. Now that only leaves 7% of places, and that can fill up pretty quickly at this current rate, which I would say makes a little bit of a mockery of closing Farm Terrace. So it's a funny story. It's a funny story.
Yeah, and I gather that if you are, it's actually quite cheap to hire an allotment for a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's as low as £24 for one of the smaller plots and 40 odd pounds for one of the bigger plots. It's very cheap. It's great. It's a sociable thing to do. It's a healthy thing to do, and we need more locally grown food. So I would encourage everyone to do it.
Okay. So if you were interested in taking up an allotment, maybe you are. I don't know. What would you do? How would you find out if there was one close to you?
Well, unfortunately, I don't have enough time myself because of this place, but I know actually several people who are taking them up this year, so that's really good news. So if you want to inquire about, you go on the council website and you look up environment and planning, parks and open spaces, and then finally allotments, and you'll be able to apply for one there.
Okay, and hopefully they'll let you know fairly quickly.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long the process takes, but I'm pretty sure it's fairly painless.
Okay, and thank you, Neil. And you're going to be back a bit later with some more sports news for us.
Yep, we're getting closer to the football season, so a little bit more talk about Watford and some local cricket.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. Okay, Catherine, I gather there's been a busy weekend planned for forecasts for events. What with the good weather also. It sounds as if some people have struck it lucky with their planning.
Yes, absolutely. Well, there's lots and lots of things going on this coming weekend. Yes. Oh gosh, where to start?
You always start with the Fortis experience on Sunday because, of course, they were on the show a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely, yeah. It's now the Fortis experience is based down at. She said, rifling through her papers. This is based down at the Lincolnsfield Centre. It's a living history experience. That's what it is, and it's open every last Sunday of every month from 10:30 till 4 in the afternoon. Last entry at 3, and they say allow 2 to 2.5 hours for your visit because there is so much to see. As we saw on the film from Chris last week, there's lots and lots of rooms set out in Fortis style with lots of very detailed room settings, which are really quite an experience to see, as well as the things outside the old Anderson shelter, which you can actually go into as well and see what it was like in there. Adults are £5, children are £3, under 4s are free. So that's down at the Lincolnsfield Centre up in Bushy. Now we've got lots of other things going on as well. I'll come back to the Michael Green Foundation in a moment. Peace Hospice is having their summer fete this Sunday, 28th of June, from 12 till 6, and this is at the Sun Postal Sports and Social Club. This is raising money, obviously, for the Peace Hospice. It's very cheap to get in. Adults £2, children £1, concessions £1. Lots and lots of stalls there. Lots of family fun to be had, and a raffle drawn by Batgirl, Spider-Man, and Supergirl, which I think is fantastic. So it's worth going along just to see that. The Peace Hospice has their other event, or the major event, coming up soon as well, which is their Starlight Walk. 11th of July. It's still time to register for that, and you can indeed register on the day as well.
But if you've got a bit more energy, I gather you can abseil for New Hope tomorrow.
Absolutely. Goodness me, yes. For those who have a head for heights, that would be a fantastic thing to do. Okay.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah. Have I? No. Do I fancy it? Not really. But that's not to say I couldn't. Yeah. So this is on Saturday from 9 till 5. It's going to be held at St Mary's Church in Watford. So yes, that would be quite an experience. There's a registration fee of £15, and each participant is raising £100 in sponsorship for the New Hope Trust, which is obviously a charity at the heart of most people in Watford, I think.
But I'm sure if you turned up with that amount of cash or even more, they would welcome you with open arms.
Or go along to support those who are doing it, sponsor someone who is doing it. That would also be fab.
Yeah, exactly. And finally, I gather on the energetic front anyway, we can all watch Marek run or finish off his 50k run when he reaches Watford.
Absolutely, yeah. This is quite a spectacular challenge that Merrick has set himself. Merrick is raising money for the Michael Green Foundation. He's run various marathons this year so far. He's got 2 more to go. The one he's doing this weekend is the Grand Union Challenge. He's running 50 kilometres from Maida Vale in central London, coming through to Canterbury Park. He's starting in Maida Vale. I shall be at the start of the race in Maida Vale at 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, we'll be there earlier than that because it's going to be a bit crowded. So we'll be there to see him off, and then Chris, Alex, and anybody else who wants to go and join them will be in Canterbury Park from 12:30. Marek is hoping to run it in about 4.5 hours, which is pretty good going, especially if it's a hot, muggy day like it is today. But he's raising lots of money. Do go along and support him. I had a phone call this afternoon from the Watford Observer. They're hoping to be there to take some photos. So 12:30, Canterbury Park, around the Cha 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 Cafe. Because all the runners who are turning up there after running 50k are going to need a drink and a sit down, I think, by the time they get there.
I'm sure they will. And have you got any news of any other events in, say, Three Rivers?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, there's a South Oxley Fun Day happening on Saturday. I haven't got the time here, but I'll post the link up. So that's a family fun day. St Andrews Road, South Oxley. There's also Rickmansworth French Market, which is going to be held on Sunday with lots of artisan cheeses, pâtés, and bits and pieces. We've got a few other things coming up as well. The Saurat Flower Festival has begun today. There's a flower festival going on today through till Monday, I believe. There's also concerts happening tonight and Saturday night. I'll post the link for the details for those. There's also Yellow Comedy, who are having their second taster comedy session at Reason Coffee Shop. That's on the 3rd of July. I believe that's a Thursday again, isn't it? 3rd of July.
That's the Friday, Catherine. And,
it's Friday. Is it the 3rd? Yes, right, it's Friday, 3rd of July. If you want to go along. It's free to go, but do let Neal know numbers as to who's coming, so he knows how many chairs to put out. One other reminder as well.
The last one was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, the last one was fantastic. Yeah, some great comedians. There's something for everyone. There's different sorts of humour that some will gravitate towards one comedian more than another, but actually it was such a fun evening. I would highly recommend going along. They perform regularly at the Pump House. If anybody wants to see them any other night as well, then do look them up. That's Yellow Comedy at the Pump House. One other. Go on.
I was just going to say their next Pump House date is on the Sunday the 5th, starting at 7:30, I believe, costing £5.
Okay, cool. One other reminder as well about the Audentia Awards. You can still nominate a local hero or an outstanding achiever, someone who's done something amazing in the Watford area. These awards are organised by the elected Mayor of Watford, and there'll be a ceremony at the Coliseum once they've gone through. Again, I'll post the link up about where to actually register your nominee. I just wanted to say one other very quick thing about the Michael Green Foundation event that happened last weekend, which was the International Day of Yoga Workshop, which was organised by Varsha Khatri and some of the other local yoga teachers that she knows. It was quite a major event. They had the first secretary of the Indian High Commission came down to open the event. I was there and I spoke, and we also had one of the members of our group from our Eat Fit course came and spoke about us as a charity. Varsha nominated us as a charity to receive some money from registration for the day. We were very happy to hear that so far £700 has been raised for the day, and the Green Foundation gets half of that. Sorry, that's the dog, somebody at the door. So it was a fantastically successful day, and the room was full of everybody, either who knew about yoga or were taking it for the first time. It was a really good day.
I think your front door was rung by Chris.
Could be.
Looks like he's standing outside your front door. Chris, would you like to enlighten us?
I'm now at the. I've come to collect the. We'll have to wait for the camera to adjust that. But wow, what's going on? I didn't realise it was so mad down here. Okay, so I'm now here. Oh dear. There you go.
You could even have a seat for a minute. There you go. And say hello on this screen.
Let me just mute myself. Yeah, there you go.
And now the dog's
Been
quiet.
attacked by a dog as well.
And hello, Chris. That's confused everybody.
That's all very bizarre, isn't it?
Including me.
Pardon?
Including me.
Certainly confused the dog.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a good opportunity because I'm waiting for Neal to come back for Chris just to show how he does all these outside broadcasts for anyone who might be interested.
How do I do it?
And over to Chris.
Well, I'm a bit disorientated.
Weird,
to be
isn't
fair.
it? Yeah, there's too many visual things going on.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm here with my microphone and my camera here, which I don't know if you can see it. Whoa, it's looking all a bit dodgy.
Very strange. Very strange.
So that's a picture of the show through this other camera.
Ooh.
There's Catherine there.
Hey, I don't know where to look.
Okay, right. Well, I'm waiting for Neal to come back. So whilst Neal is busy doing what he has to do, I'll just run through some of the other events that we've got to do. The first one being we've only got about 3 tickets left for the wine tasting on the 9th of July. Tickets are available from Neal, costing £25. This event last year was a fabulous event. Lots of people turned up in a different venue, but we had a fantastic time. We have the same wine merchant coming this time and a selection of wines for everyone. We're tasting 8 different wines. It's usually a very fun atmosphere. People seem to thoroughly enjoy it, and yeah, it's definitely well worth the £25. The money that is raised is going to help put people through a program which is run by Tanya Clark here in Watford, or locally run, I should say, here in Watford by Tanya Clark. And the idea is that we're going to put people, young people, through the Thrive event program so that they can help to deal with some of the issues that they face. I know that a lot of people in Link for Growth have done the Thrive program and have benefited greatly from it, and they're very committed. And Neal has a running fund for this particular cause. So that's on the 9th of July. We also still have the National Photo Competition coming up, which is L4, which has a hashtag L4G Photo 2015. And it's the June mini competition is coming to an end for the person who submits most entries in the month. There will be another mini in July because the main competition runs on until the end of October. The number of entries up this month is up from the previous month, which is great to see, but we still want lots of people to submit. And this isn't just a Southwest Herts thing, it's a national Link for Growth thing. So you can post onto any Link for Growth site, but you must add in the hashtag L4G Photo 2015. And talking of hashtags and stuff like that, you can get in touch with us through Twitter and contacting us on at SW Herts, or use the hashtag L4G SW Herts TV. So that's on you can contact us via Twitter. That's at SW Herts, and or you could use the hashtag L4G SW Herts.tv, and we'll try and get back to you. So at the moment, I wanted to talk to Neal and about the no, Neal's not back yet, about Transition Town and the football and everything. But in the meantime, Catherine, That made you sit down, didn't it?
Sorry, what? You mentioned my name.
Yes, I gather the Peace Hospice are looking for volunteers for their event in October, which is some sort of obstacle race.
Are they? I'm not sure I saw that note, Diane. Where's that?
Top of page 6.
Is it?
Another one who's not reading their briefing notes.
I blame Chris, he distracted me.
Yeah, hey, no wonder he's in red on the running order.
Oh. Yes, I'm not sure. What is that all about then, Diane? Do tell.
Right, okay. The Peace Hospice are running some sort of obstacle race in October, and let me just make sure I've got the right link. And they apparently do this every year. It's about their 4th time of running it. The event is run. It's called Push It for the Peace, and they're looking for people to. It's a 5-mile cross-country route featuring massive 34 obstacles. So it's probably something that's happening in Castle Park or something like that. Last year they had about 1,000 people took on the 5-mile cross-country route, and this is the 4th year they've done it. And the Peace are looking for people to register and take part in this event, and you can do that via the Peace Hospice fundraising pages.
Fantastic! I've just found the link for it, Diane. So I'll post. Sorry, just found page 6. I'll post the link afterwards, and then all of that will become obvious.
Okay. Right, as you can see, various people are disappearing at rapid rates for some reason. So we'll come back to Neal and talk about the sport in a minute. But there are quite a few other local events coming on. The Affordable Art Exhibition is being run by our friends at Watford and Bushy Art Society from 10 till 4 at the Lucy Kemp Welsh Gallery, which is Church House in Bushy next Saturday. But I mention it now because they need lots of support. They're a great bunch of keen amateur artists who produce some quite good work, and it might be that you need to plan your day to get down to Bushy if you say live in Watford or Rickmansworth and you want to see some art. Then you can do that. Then there's the sketching group that they have that meets every Monday in the Frobisher studio down near Bushy Museum, and that is their regular meeting for Mondays, where they set up still lives and stuff like that, and paint and draw and that sort of thing. And they also meet regularly on the first Tuesday of every month at the Girls' Grammar School, and we'll be giving more details about that next week.
I was going to say, actually, just a very quick point about art while we're on the subject of art. We popped into Attico last Saturday, I think it was. Now, Attico is an art centre, an art space, which it isn't just an art gallery. Actually, they're doing music events and things there as well. It's also a cafe there. You can go and have a cup of tea. And we had a chat with the guys there. Very, very friendly. Do go and have a look. It's somewhere near Bill's. There's an alleyway near Bill's restaurant down Lower High Street. There's signs out on the pavement, you can't miss it, but it's worth going and have a look. They've been exhibiting some of the work from A-level art and foundation art from some of the students at Watford College over the last couple of weeks, so it's worth having a look at that.
Yes, I think I came across them via Facebook, and it looks to be a fairly interesting place and well worth a visit at some point in the near future. In the meantime, Neal, I gather that Watford are about to start pre-training and that they've rearranged a date for one of their big friendlies in the pre-season run-up.
Yeah, so the previously announced friendly against Sevilla, which was supposed to be on Saturday the 1st of August, has now been rearranged to Friday night, the 31st of July at 7:45 p.m. kickoff. So that's a Friday night plan for a lot of people, and a lot of rearrangement of plans for myself and many other people, I'm sure. And other Watford news, on the website there's been a lot of people putting up pictures of the stand progress of the new corner, the extra 400 seats, and it looks a mess at the moment. A lot of people are worried that it's not going to be ready for the beginning of the season. I do know that Watford requested an away game for the first game to give themselves an extra week, so that'll be interesting to see if they manage to get that done for the start of the season. Time's running out.
Yeah. The thing that's amazed me this year is, say, looking through the Observer and Sky News and one or two other places on the website, so I can, keep my father informed as to what's happening. There's been an awful lot of gossip about players coming in. Is this normal for a Premier League club?
Absolutely, it's ridiculous how many people get linked with a club. It's basically agents just trying to tout their players around. Watford were never going to sign tons of players, and I think they've been linked to 40 odd already this pre-season, and it'll be. We've already got a strong squad. They've already added a few more. There'll be one or two more coming in, but I wouldn't pay much attention to the rumours. That's exactly what they are.
Okay. And what about other sports news?
So, Watford Ladies last weekend hosted what is one of the biggest ladies tournaments in the country. It's a 6-a-side tournament with 112 teams playing, which is about 1,000 women and young girls. So that was a great success. I don't have the list of who won which categories, but I know it was a massive success because Gemma, who helps me in the shop, she was playing at one of them, and I know she got through to the quarter-final, which she was very pleased about. But that was a great success. It was down at Valerians. And one we don't get to talk about very often is fencing. Watford Fencing Club came away from the Hertfordshire Annual Championship with 2 bronze medals this year, so that's a great achievement for them. And on to local cricket. Abbots Langley have set up a repeat of last year's final against Radlett, who beat Langleybury. Now, Radlett won that last year, so so Abbots Langley will be hoping for a turnover, but as we know, Radlett, all-conquering Radlett, are going to be a tough team to beat, and they're going for their 3rd win, which will be the first time anyone's done that in quite a number of years. So that's going to be an interesting final. And Chorley Wood reached the quarterfinals of the Readers Herts 2020 last week, so congratulations to Chorley Wood. And Australia chose local school Merchant Taylors to do some training before the Ashes. So it was a great opportunity and chance of a lifetime for the Merchant Taylors schoolboys to be training alongside some world-class cricketers. So,
are they good then?
Well, they're not quite as good as they used to be, but they still beat us 5-0 last time. So let's hope England can do a bit better than that. It's on home turf, so it should be a much closer contest this time round.
Well, let's hope so. Okay, and we were talking about allotments earlier on, and events also forthcoming, and something that kind of ties the two together. I gather there's the next Transition Town meeting on Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday evening in Reason Coffee Shop at 6 p.m. Anyone interested in making Watford a greener, more sustainable town, come along to Transition Town. It's not a political movement. Anyone's welcome. It's just about trying to encourage more localism, cleaner energy, cleaner transport, and locally grown food, and dealing with recycling better. So anyone with any ideas or anyone like to get involved and like to volunteer, come along.
Well, yeah, in 20, didn't you? And they all seem quite keen and dedicated from what I saw.
Yeah, absolutely. People are very keen. Now's time to start taking action. So we're going to have some very small projects going very soon, just to get the public awareness of it, and then we can start planning the bigger projects.
I think it's important to emphasise that it is non-political or apolitical, but it's very much to do with developing community in the way that some Link for Growth, is about encouraging community development.
Yeah, absolutely. It's vital that people know it's not political, because we need everyone's input on this. It is about building local communities, indeed.
What time is that meeting again, Neal?
6 p.m. Tuesday evening.
Brilliant, thanks.
Okay, that's great. And Yellow Comedy, I know Catherine has talked about their gig on Friday, but I gather the gig after that, Yellow Comedy at Reason 03, has changed dates.
Yeah, so it's no longer on the 31st of July, because of the Watford football game. It's now going to be on Friday the 24th. And I'm afraid that's going to have to be it for me.
Right. Okay, not to worry. Thanks very much, Neal. Take care. Okay, so we've got quite a few link for growth events coming up in South West Hertfordshire over the next week. What was the first falling on the Wednesday? It's actually quite a busy week. We have the market tomorrow with Chris and Alex, hopefully, down there between 10 and 11 or so, 11:30, before Chris and Alex go off to the meet Marek and finish the Michael Green run. And on Tuesday we have a linked coffee at Regensburg in the Regis on Swan Park Road. That again is running between 10 and 11:30. Regensburg events are usually quite well attended, so there's usually plenty of good discussions held there. Great opportunity to meet new people and to hopefully to help Regensburg build some of this community. Wednesday we've got another Link for Growth event on Carpenter's Park, which is Thursday. We've got a Link for Growth event at Carpenter's Park. Now this is the first time we've been to Carpenter's Park, and Chris, you've got some details for us.
Yeah, that's a new event down there. I can't actually remember the name of the coffee shop down there. It's an unusual name for a coffee shop actually, but have you got the name there?
Yeah, Perk Coffee.
Perk, that's it. Perk Coffee Shop, which is an unusual name, but anyway, that's going to be a good one. With the Eric Bishop, the current chairman of the council for Three Rivers, is behind that as well. He's going to try and get some other councillors that are adjacent to him down there. So we're looking like it could be a good turnout. I'm looking for some support for that one, because I'm going along, but Alex is away, and to be honest, I've got to be in London for a lunch. So if anybody fancies coming down there and just, if you like, finishing off the event, last half hour or something, enable me to scoot off and get a train into London, which is what I've got to do. So anyway, that looks like it could be a really good event down there. I'm looking forward to that. Okay.
It looks as though you've arrived in Queen's Road.
Yeah, I'm in Queen's Road now. This little segue moment is due to a conversation that was being had the other day. So I'm just going to take us on a little bit of a tour, which is going to. It came up in a conversation. I'm going to put it on the front camera, and I'm going to start walking. So.
Okay.
So you'll probably recognise where I am when you see some of these buildings around here right now. I was intrigued the other day by a conversation that we had about the UCT college. Now you might remember this conversation because we were talking about how students could get to the UCT college, and there is this passageway, this pathway between, and I never knew this place existed, right? But here we go, here it is. Now, we were talking, so this is a footpath, right? Now, this is one of the ways that people can get from UCT college into Watford or vice versa, and it was drawn to my attention that this is actually, it's quite an unsafe type of looking pathway, and as you see, when it gets a bit dark up here, to be honest, and I walked through here the other day and I thought, well, do you know what, it is a bit intimidating really, and I thought it'd just be interesting because I've lived in Watford all my life and I never even knew this pathway existed, so I thought I'd just take a little bit of a tour through it and show people what it's like. And as you can see, you probably hear a bit of echoing now as I'm walking through, and you know, it's not, I mean, obviously I'm walking under the railway now, but if you were walking down here at night or as it got dark, you'd probably think to yourself, well, it's possibly the sort of place where you could come across, you know, some, you know, unusual characters, or, you know, or fairly, you know, it's not exactly salubrious, I have to be honest. And here we are, you know, it gets a bit lighter. There's a few people walking down here, as you can see, but I'm now going to come up to the top of this hill, and I'll be behind some houses. I'm not going to spend ages walking down here, but I just wanted to give people an understanding of where kids would have to be walking if they're going through UCT College and they're coming from Queen's Road. This is a shortcut, but I'm not going to carry on walking for too far because it's a bit much the same as this all the way along now. But it's not a particularly inviting passageway, as you ladies disclosed last week. So I just thought it'd be interesting for people to actually go through that process and see what it's like.
Yeah, it was okay when the tunnel, the road tunnel was closed because there was a lot more pedestrian footfall on it, so you didn't feel quite so vulnerable. But when it was normally open and everything, it's not a great place to walk down, and you don't necessarily feel that safe there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a guy, I'm 6 foot, I'm not particularly muscle bound, but you would have a bit of apprehension walking through here quite late at night. And I went through here a couple of weeks back, and some people were coming in with, not that you should be prejudiced in any way, but they had sort of not balaclavas, but sort of dress that you think, well, I'm not sure about these people. So it is a bit of an odd place. This, I have to be honest, and you could understand why kids, certainly if they're alone or they're sort of young girls, would be a little bit would prefer to go the longer route rather than walk down this passageway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a good practice.
I'd agree. It doesn't look that inviting, does it? And certainly some of the younger ages of the kids, the younger ones are only 15. So, okay, maybe in a group, not so bad, but, on their own, not so good.
Yeah, so it comes out here, in Queen's Road, and the death trap, as it's called, is up there, and Watford Junction is down that way, but it isn't a passageway, if I was 15, that I would like to take, to be fair, and I'm not quite sure what they can do about it, but if I was somebody at college, I would probably choose a different route.
Yeah, okay, right, well, thanks for that, Chris, and it's a warning, I think, that it's not, the UTC College, whilst it may be very good, it's not exactly the best location for people to get to, because I gather there's very little parking there.
I think that's how it came up in conversation, that there's actually no parking down there, or extremely limited, so you are forced to use public transport, or alternatively the pedestrian footpaths, and that's probably one of the issues, really.
Okay.
Yeah, the expectation was always that the students were going to be able to get themselves to college without parental assistance, which is fine in encouraging independence, but it's got to be safe for them to do that, which is why I think actually there probably are a lot of parents that drop their kids there still, and there's a bit of chaos with cars and things around there, but what can you do?
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, well, let's carry on with other Link for Growth events. And we've just got Friday to cover, which is the Community Social Responsibility Lunch at Scotsbridge Mill, which is a great opportunity for local charities to meet local businesses and to explain what they need and want, and also for them to meet people from Link for Growth. You can help them with things like social media activities and planning and strategy. So that's on Friday at 12 o'clock at Scotsbridge. Okay, and then to end this week...
Yeah, I mean, just as a final sort of thing on top of that particular section on the CSR luncheon, I wrote a blog post earlier this week actually on CSR, corporate social responsibility is...
You've gone, Chris.
Sort of targeted at big businesses, but actually a far more effective corporate social responsibility. Can you hear me okay?
No, you're breaking up. So picture and sound.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear
Hello?
you now. Hello?
Hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, the picture is terrible.
Okay, it's getting a bit overcast here, but anyway, so yeah, that CSR luncheon. It's for small businesses, one-man band. It's not for big corporations. It's for anybody that feels like they can help grow their business through more community engagement, and that's really what it's all about.
Okay, that's great. Okay, and then to end this week, we've got not one but two reviews. The first is actually a review from me, because I went to see the Happiest Days of Your Life at the Pump House last Friday. Is the program, and it was an absolutely fantastic evening out. The Pump House Theatre Company's production is of The Happiest Days of Your Life by John Durton, starred Oliver David, Guy Teston, and Hilary Rose, and directed by Alan Cox. And I have to say, for an amateur theatre production company, the standard was exceedingly high. It was my first time to the Pump House, my first time to see this particular company performing, and they were absolutely brilliant. The comic timing was fabulous, the set construction was fabulous, the actual theatre itself is also, I mean, it's very small, but it's well appointed, and if you haven't been down there to see any of the productions, and the Pump House Theatre Company are put on regular productions throughout the year with a couple of other groups, they're definitely worth going down to have a look. A friend who I went with is regular down there, and she was saying that the standard is very, very high indeed, and I would agree with that. And as I said, the acting was superb, the comic timing was superb. It was a joyous evening. It really was a great event out and a great evening, and it's made me think, yes, next time I'll probably try and pre-book and not just rely on luck of one friend bailing out and me acting as substitute to go. But Catherine, you got the second review, which is the restaurant review.
Absolutely, yes. I've been up in Bushy again. I know we were in Bushy last week at Ruby's restaurant.
You were in Bushy Heath last week.
Well, I was in Bushy Heath again, you see, this week. It's a very nice place to be. I can't fault it. But I promise to be somewhere else next week. Now, we went to the Alpine this week, which is somewhere that we've driven past many, many, many times, never actually been in it. So as it was Father's Day, they were doing a special set menu for Father's Day. And obviously there was a father here to celebrate with, so we took him out for the day. But it was a lovely, lovely place. We walked in, the welcome was very genuine. It's a restaurant that's been there for a very long time. Looking on their website, it actually says that they opened in 1969, which was the year I was born. So they're actually a restaurant that's been there for just over 45 years, which is pretty amazing. I think they said, we had a quick chat with the waitress when we were there. It's the same guy that's run it all that time, and I think it's either his son or his nephew or something that's actually one of the chefs in the kitchen as well. So it's a family-run restaurant, and it's very much a family feel there. It's a beautiful place, very modern inside, but with a historic charm to it as well. Where we sat was actually more or less in the middle of the restaurant. There are different seating areas, but actually it seats quite a few in there. You can hire it for private functions and everything as well. So this restaurant is up in Bushy Heath. It's on the road as you head up towards Pinner, I believe. Can't remember the name of the road right at this moment, but you can't miss it. Ask anybody in Bushy Heath where the Alpine is, and everybody will know because it's been there for so long. It's an eclectic menu, something for everyone. Predominantly Italian rather, but lots of Mediterranean feel to it. I totally recommend it. Go and enjoy.
So the food was good then?
Absolutely, food was actually. I mean, it is fine dining food, and it's as good as any London restaurant that you go to. I would say it would rival the Grove, but who knows, I might do a review on the Grove at one point. Maybe when we've earned a bit more money, we'll do the Grove.
Okay, well, I wish you success.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we can end on that rather uplifting note. It sounds as if it's a bit of a climb to get to the Alpine, but it sounds as if that climb is worth it. And does anyone else have anything to say apart from cheerio?
Cheerio for me.
Okay, see you, Chris.
See you, Chris. And yes,